And we back. Now today's Sunday, and I decided that instead of doing a creative video or a quiz, we'll sit back and just discuss some of the things going on around the league. We're on day 18 of our 30-day upload challenge. I am almost there, boys. We are going strong, and I decided to take a step back and just, converse with y'all. The first thing we want to talk about is, of course, the thing that set the world on fire from a few days ago, and that is Kawhi Leonard wanting out. So this season was very, very weird, right? Kawhi Leonard played a total of 9 games with a quad injury. Yeah, you feel me? So with this injury, he got cleared to play, which means that the doctors from the San Antonio Spurs are like, okay, Kawhi, your quad is fine. You can get back on the court and go help the Spurs win. But Kawhi was like, you know what? I don't feel good. I don't feel myself. And with that, they got the world speculating for this entire season. I mean, the doctor said he's okay. So could it be something else? Oh, Kawhi want to get traded. Kawhi's unhappy. And then Danny Green and people are like, no, man, Kawhi not unhappy. He said he want to stay here. And then the whole world went silent. All right, he's going to sign that Supermax contract next year, and the Spurs will be the Spurs. And then Shams comes out like, boom, Kawhi wants out of San Antonio. Now, I don't know about y'all. When I see other bloggers or sports writers tweet or break some news, I don't take it to heart. You know why? Because sometimes they're wrong. But I know for sure if Woj or Shams is tweeting about it, it is factual. So when he tweeted Kawhi wants out, he set NBA Twitter on fire. Everybody retweeting, everybody trying to put together some trades. Oh, he said he want to go to LA. What does LA have to get Kawhi Leonard? Oh, New York. What does New York have? New York ain't got much. But it really sent the world into a frenzy because it's not common that a top player, a top 5, top 6 player wants out. Last year we got Kyrie Irving wanting out, and that took us by surprise. But this one is a surprise because of where it's coming from. Like, it's not a surprise that he wants out because this entire season kind of led up to that point. He was clear, but he didn't play. His team was in the playoffs. He went on the bench. He was at a Dodger game instead. Like, things like that kind of makes sense, but the fact that it's coming from the Spurs is what makes it surprising, because for the last 20 or so years, the Spurs have been quiet when it comes to controversy. I mean, you do got your little things here and there, but nothing big. Very rarely do you hear about players unhappy. Very rarely do you hear about any scandal. And right here, we basically just got both. I mean, I guess LaMarcus Aldridge last year said he was unhappy, but they fixed that. So it's very weird that it's coming out of San Antonio. So for a moment, people are like, okay, Kawhi Leonard don't really like the market in San Antonio. So he wants to go to California where it's a bigger market. And then we found out today that he's like, you know what? No, I don't need the bigger market. I want to be like a second option somewhere. I don't want to be the star. I don't want to have all the light on me. And it's very weird because there's not many players that are better than him. Not many, especially when it comes to this free agency class. There's literally one guy that's better than you, Kawhi, and that's LeBron. So it's a weird situation because if you're the Spurs, you're backed into a corner right now because you got a top player in the league on your squad that wants out, but you don't have to trade him because he got another year on his contract. So if you're the Spurs, should you just keep him and hope that y'all mend this relationship, or do you try to trade him before he hits free agency where he said he's not going to resign? So they're in a very weird situation. And now that the whole world knows that he wants out, maybe you don't get the same offers. Maybe teams try to lowball you just a little bit because they know Kawhi Leonard's not going to give his best effort if he's there next year. So this is why the NBA offseason is so crazy. The fact that a guy that has been in this organization forever and ain't said a peep, ain't never even seem unhappy or happy. He don't smile any either. He wants out. And this could really, really shake up the league. If you think about it, if he gets traded to LA, which, I mean, it makes sense for the Lakers, but it don't really make sense for the Spurs to help a team within their conference. But if he gets traded to the Lakers, they'll still have 2 opportunities to bring in LeBron, Paul George, DeMarcus Cousins. They would still have 2 max contracts if they trade away Luol Deng's contract. They could potentially, this offseason, end up with LeBron, Paul George, and Kawhi. Potentially. I think the chance of that is highly unlikely, but it's still a chance. Now, if that happens, well, you now have a team that can maybe match up well against the Warriors. Could they beat the Warriors? I don't know. But you think about the defensive tenacity and the defensive power of Kawhi Leonard, he is our best defending wing in the league. And then you think about Paul George, who's not too far behind him. Paul George is a top 5 defending wing in the league. And LeBron, he has the ability to defend. He just don't really do it often. But him being surrounded by those players and whatever other pieces they can get, that team could potentially take out the juggernaut that we know is running this league right now. So it's just so weird how things can fall into place for once the Warriors got to the championship again after they beat the Houston Rockets in the league. Everybody around the world is like, man, all right, we about to have another 5 years of the Warriors because nobody can match up against them. And Kawhi Leonard could be this X factor to help a team beat the Warriors. A guy on my podcast, I host a podcast through The Wire, if you didn't know. Link is in the description. We just dropped an entire hour episode about Kawhi Leonard in this situation. So if you want to hear me talk about it more along with other co-hosts, link is in the description. But one of my co-hosts, Derek, said something very weird, not weird, but something that really got me thinking. Kawhi Leonard has been a guy to always give the Golden State Warriors some run. They've always struggled to stop Kawhi Leonard, and it's factual. LeBron James, nobody can stop LeBron James. You know? So if they can end up teaming up, it will be, it'll be hard for the Warriors to make things go, or at least to sweep a team. It will be competitive at least. But I just think this whole situation is very, very fun. And even as close as Thursday, we could see Kawhi Leonard get traded because on Thursday, we have the NBA draft. He could get traded somewhere for some draft picks or whatever. But one thing that I'm super curious about is what type of deal would the San Antonio Spurs even want to accept? Greg Popovich ain't getting no younger. He maybe got, I think the rumor was he's going to retire after 2020, which means that he's got like 2.5 years left of basketball coaching. I don't think he'll want to get a bunch of young pieces. Who wants to spend their last couple years of their career not winning? So I wonder if they would want to make a deal to get players that can supplement Kawhi or supplement for Kawhi. Nobody's going to match Kawhi's productivity, but the idea that I saw on Twitter that really made me think is like Tobias Harris, a sign and trade with Avery Bradley, and then those 2 first-round picks the Clippers have. That could help the Spurs be good. I mean, the Spurs are already a good team, don't get me wrong, but Tobias Harris is a guy that gets better every single year. Avery Bradley is a wing defender that you can put alongside DeJounte Murray and they will clamp up guards around the league. Can you imagine that? I think that is more realistic than the Lakers one, and that'll help Pop to stay competitive. Or do they just want to hit the reset button? LaMarcus Aldridge is old, Pau Gasol is old, they gave Manu Ginobili a contract, Danny Green's got a team option, Patty Mills is getting paid out the wazoo. Do they just want to hit reset? There's so many questions, and that's why the NBA is amazing. I don't know. But that's pretty much all I have to say about the Kawhi situation again. I mean, I said way more in the podcast, but that's like the bulk of things. We talked about that and some other things that's going on around the league. But that's what I'm super excited for. And then Thursday, we got the draft. And I would not be surprised if he got traded or other guys got traded because there are teams out there that are trying to make big-time moves for their future. I hope that everybody, I know this is almost impossible, but I would love for everybody to pick the right player. I know it's literally impossible. Somebody's going to miss on their draft pick, and that's going to set them back years. I definitely hope it's not my Bulls, but I would love to see everybody be successful. It's unrealistic, but that's just me. But that's it, man. That's me on the Kawhi Leonard situation. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this whole ordeal. What do you think is a realistic option? I also saw some Boston. I saw some Philly. There are some things out there. I guess it really just depends on what the Spurs would want to do. Okay, here are my questions for y'all. A, should they trade him? He wants to trade, should they trade him? B, if they were to trade him, what team do you think will have the best package? And 3, let's keep it at those 2. Thank y'all so much for watching. Peace.